you, we've been kind of moving around between Thrall, Thorndale, and Taylor. Right now, we're sitting at the site of the train derailment. Crews making progress this morning. So now we're seeing two upright cable cars. These two were part of the 12 that were knocked down overall. And you can see it's a muddy mess out here with all the weather and the larger pieces of equipment. Looking further down, you can still see the mess that crews have ahead of them with the rest of the cable cars. This happened about 1 this morning. Crews were called out. Union Pacific tells me 12 cars total toppled off the tracks, 11 in one group, one much farther down. These cars are carrying vehicles. The train was headed to St. Louis, and Union Pacific says that none of their crew members were hurt, thankfully. Also along Highway 79, Tim's Hardware sustained some damage overnight. We saw some twisted sheet metal and some wood strewn about on the property. The owner showed up as well to survey the damage. He told me parts of the roof and walls came off. No visible damage to the interior, though, he says. Then we headed down County Road 427, where we met Max Vasquez. He took us on a tour through his property, which saw some significant damage. A roof blew off a rental property that he owns, and the back patio was wiped out.
He told me that the roof flew off. I thought it was just a pieces of metal. And then when everything calmed down, I drove down here, and this is what I see. And I said, golly, man, he blew the roof, and that's what he did. I never seen anything like this.
Now, his barn was torn in half as well. Debris had been scattered throughout his farmland and even the neighbor's property as well. That yellow stuff you see is insulation peppered throughout. Over in Thorndale, we found a toppled silo. A metal crumbled to the ground from that silo. The infrastructure just crumbled. And a neighboring structure also saw some damage. A grain conveyor belt completely twisted. And it was the same case for a street sign as well along Highway 79. The damage ranges from mild to severe throughout the different areas that we've been driving through. And we're hearing from county authorities, both Milam County and Williamson County. They say document all that damage that you might have on your property and report it immediately to help with all the insurance needs. Back out here, as far as the train derailment goes, Union Pacific tells me that crews will have quite a mess on their hands for several hours. They say that this area along Highway 79 could be congested throughout the rest of the day and then possibly into tonight. So that take that into account if you're driving anywhere near this area. And back here out at the train derailment, we've actually noticed some significant progress for this car. Crews were working on uprighting it back onto the tracks. They have now done so. It looks like they'll move this car forward and get started on the next one. So far, 3 cars upright out of 12. I'm Cori Coffin reporting in Thrall. Coming out here, we had reports of at least 1 car down on this train, but we're actually counting 6. The first 2 are right here. You can see dimly lit in the background. The third car right at the front before the upright cars continue on this train. And then continuing to look this way, we've got the rest of the cars lit up for you. And I've counted 6 different trains that have been, cars rather, that have been down from this train. We've seen Union Pacific authorities out here this morning assessing the damage, bringing out their flashlights out here because it is rather dark at this time. We're also finding out that they're going to bring in some heavy equipment in the next few minutes to begin the process of trying to upright these cars. We've not found out exactly the extent of the damage on the train or if there were any injuries reported either. We're still waiting for Union Pacific for details on that. We do know that they were called out about midnight, and Union Pacific officials also tell me that on these cars, being transported inside these cars, are cars, actual vehicles. So we're waiting to hear out more, and we'll continue to report from Thrall to bring you any other details as we get more information about this train derailment. I'm Cori Coffin reporting in Thrall. Back to you.
Cori, what do you see?
Well, good morning, Nathan. We're here at Tim's Hardware. We found out that there's damage here, so we took a look. This is right off of Highway 79, and we've lit this whole area up with our live van because it is very dark here. But as you can see, it damaged the entire building. We've got some sheet metal that's on the ground here attached to some of the wood that was part of this structure. And then as we walk further over, there's more sheet metal just completely twisted from the storms overnight. And I know that we've got some unconfirmed reports at this point of a possible tornado strike strong tornado strength winds, and some of this stuff is pretty badly mangled. So we do know, just as Nathan mentioned, that some of the strong winds were confirmed. So we are waiting for National Weather Service to come in, but you can see the side of the building here as well. Just the wood completely exposed on the side here, and part of that is part of this building anyway, but part of it is damaged. So as far as what we're seeing out here, we're waiting for crews to come out here and give us any updates on this scene. We were over with Union Pacific at the train derailment. That's actually just down the road on Highway 79, not far at all. Union Pacific now has large machinery in there uprighting those railway cars. We do know that about 6 of them are down and that there are vehicles being transported inside those train cars. We also found out that Union Pacific was called out about midnight. They do anticipate being out here for several hours to try to get those cars upright. And now let's take you live to another shot we've got from another photographer here in Thrall with us, our own JP Harrington. He is showing a live picture of a home with a roof that has been ripped off. I mean, the damage here in Thrall has been widespread. We're hearing from different reports from different homeowners and business owners, and I've even seen a mangled up trampoline as we were driving, and actually a dog that was out roaming the property. So that's one thing I want to let you know is make sure you've got your pets secure in times like these during these storms. We'll be out here in Thrall getting details for you all morning long. We'll provide another update in hopefully about a half an hour. We're reporting live in Thrall this morning. I'm Cori Coffin. Guys, back to you. Headed over this way, some more of the twisted sheet metal. We've actually got the homeowner on scene here surveying the damage. He's taking a look at what's happening. Sir, can you tell me what you found so far? Here, I'll bring my mic a little closer.
This building, there's about 40 foot of this building laying here, and there's about 50 foot of the roof on the back taken off.
Oh my goodness. I'm so sorry, sir. So as you can tell, you know, it's trying times right now. A lot of widespread damage here to Tim's Hardware. As we understand it, the owner is going to continue to assess any sort of damage internally inside the store. He's going inside right now.
Neighborhoods and businesses left in pieces after the dangerous overnight storms. Cori Coffin joins us now with a look at how the community is trying to clean up the damages left behind. Cori.
Good morning, Yvonne. Yeah, we've moved around yet again. We're here on County Road 427. This is right in between Thorndale and Thrall. And I spoke with one homeowner whose home the roof entirely came off of. So this is the home, this is the property, and it's a kind of farmland here on this property. And you can see the shingles and the wood and the insulation. The insulation has just gone everywhere. Taking a look here, there is a huge chunk of the roof that's been dropped here on the side of the road, or on the side of the property rather. And then as we take a look back on the other side, you'll notice that all of the insulation has sprinkled itself throughout this property into the chicken coop and over onto the other side, even into the neighbor's property as well. So widespread damage over here. This is just one of several areas that we're seeing with damage in this part of central Texas here in the Thorndale Thrall area. So we'll continue to provide updates as soon as we get more here. But for now, we're live in Thrall this morning. Back to the studio.
Families across the area having to clean up the mess left behind from dangerous overnight storms that now leave some families without a home. KVU's Cori Coffin joins us now with a look at some of the damage out in Thrall in Williamson County. Cori?
Good morning, Brian. So we've actually driven further east into Thorndale after getting reports of a silo that has been down. To take a look here, the car that is right now in the way of the actual damage on the ground here. Hopefully that car will move in a moment, but this silo has toppled. There are about 6 silos in a row. It's silo number 2 we've seen, and actually moving even further east, there's another structure that's got some mangled infrastructure on top. It appears to be some sort of bridge or walkway. I was close to that and saw that it is completely mangled up top there. And taking a look around this area in Thorndale, just this one spot we're in, there's even one of the street signs here that's been ripped in half here. I'll move out of your way so you can see that. So we're actually going to be driving around Thorndale and the Thrall area. It appears that a lot of this damage has happened along Highway 79. That's where we're at right now. We'll be coming to you live with more updates as soon as we get them. Let's send it back to you in the studio.